Hello cousins, let me show you how I make my super delicious pollo al horno in super simple steps. This pollo al horno recipe is part of my holidays cookbook, 20 Dominican recipes for your holiday gatherings. Let's get right to it. I start off by trimming excess skin from the chicken, and I use kitchen shears to do this. All I do is pull for and look for any additional excess skin that I see on the chicken, pull it up, and I cut it with the kitchen shears. This chicken specifically didn't have a lot of excess skin or fat, so it was really easy to work with. As you can see, all I did was pull up skin and cut, pull up the skin and cut. Anything that was excess, I cut it off with the kitchen shears. Then I washed and cleaned my chicken really well using lots of cold water, vinegar, and limes. Once it was time to season, in a bowl I mixed 2 tablespoons of sofrito, 4 yellow seasoning packets. These are sazon condiment packets. I also added in 4 tablespoons of garlic powdered, followed by a tablespoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of black pepper, a tablespoon of smoked paprika. I gave that a really good mix, and then I added in the juice of 4 squeezed limes. I gave my sazon a good mix, and then I added in 2 tablespoons of oil. This is regular canola cooking oil. You can definitely substitute for 1 stick of butter, a softened stick of butter, but I feel using oil gives it a crispier finish at the end and a nicer color. When it's time to season my chicken, I'm going to use a long kitchen knife, and I'm going to poke X holes all over the chicken, just like this. I insert it all the way in, and then I flip the knife and I insert it all the way in, making X holes. These holes are extra deep, and the seasoning goes all the way in there with more extra space. So I'm going to stuff seasoning into all of the holes, and I truly mean everywhere. I mean all over the breast, all over the thighs, all over the drumsticks. Get in there and also go under the skin and all around the skin. Once my chicken is really well seasoned, I am going to cover my chicken in aluminum foil, and I'm going to let this rest in the fridge for at least 3 hours to let these flavors build up. 15 minutes before it's time to put the chicken in the oven, I am going to preheat my oven to 375 degrees so we can have a really hot oven before we bake. Then I'm going to transfer my chicken to my baking pan, and I'm going to pour all of the remaining seasoning from the bowl over my chicken. I'm going to bake my chicken covered in aluminum foil for 50 minutes, 50 minutes at 375 degrees. Again, 50 minutes, 375 degrees. At the end of those 50 minutes, when I bring my chicken out of the oven, all I'm going to do is remove the aluminum foil, baste the chicken a few times with the juices that have formed at the bottom, and then I'm going to add this back in the oven. Now I'm going to raise the oven to broil, all the way up to broil, and I'm going to place my chicken on the very bottom rack. I call this the floor of the oven. If there's an actual name for this, please tell me the name. I'm always calling it the floor of the oven, and I confuse a lot of people. That's going to bake for 20 minutes on the floor of the oven on broil. That broiling always does the trick. Look at the color on our chicken. Isn't this absolutely beautiful? This is cooked thoroughly. This is so delicious, so flavorful, and this was so easy to make. Cousin, carve your chicken how you feel comfortable, and I served my chicken with tostones, una ensaladita verde, and extra garlic mojo. I hope you enjoyed this recipe.